Hi, I'm Kay. Thank you so much for joining me for my big review for Stumptown by Belletress in the color Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. So I finally got my hand on Stumptown and I think it's now discontinued. But I thought I'd review it anyway because it's probably still floating around in the second-hand market and people would maybe like to know what it is about, etc. So I thought I'd review it anyway. So let's start with the color Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut. A color I haven't really tried before. It always looked a bit too warm for me, but actually I really quite like it. It has a little bit of it feels a bit like a strawberry hint to it, but in the color description that's not mentioned, so I don't know. But it's actually a really nice color, and I think it's a nice color from summer to autumn, and all throughout summer anyway. But it's actually a really lovely color. So it is described as a blend of golden blonde, honey blonde, natural medium blondes, and pure blonde highlights with a dark root. So that is quite a dark root, but I think it is really well done. How it transitions into this main color is beautiful. And it's not an overly long root either. Here's the color outside, so you get an idea of what this color looks like in the natural outdoor light. Indoors, I don't have any artificial lights on. Let's talk about Stumptown. Stumptown is a longer bob with really quite, like, they look like pressed waves and then straight ends. So at the time when it came out, it was a really cool thing to have. Just a disclaimer, this is not straight out of the box. I have made slight changes. I have plucked the hairline because it was just too dense for me to wear, to look natural. And I also, just this bit here, I added heat to it because it was curled towards the face and that drove me mad. So I just curled it this way away from the face. I just thought it looked better. But otherwise, this is how she came out of the box. Just so you are aware. It comes with a lace front and a mono part. Let's look at the lace front. Overall, well done. Lighter pieces to the front, a slight bit of the bend effect, which I'm not a fan of. So I probably will pluck a little bit more of the lighter pieces out, just to intersperse the darker pieces a little bit more with the lighter pieces to make it look more natural. But it just gives you a really natural look because you haven't got the darker knots coming through. The transition overall is okay, you can see it, so I would advise to just have it hang down, and be careful when you pull back your hair. You might just want to then move some of the front layers out like this if you want to move it back. So the mono part, as I said, I did pluck it. I took the zigzag parting out and I still couldn't see the mono part, so I just had to pluck this to make it look more natural because I wanted to wear this out. I had to do a little bit of work with this one to get it to where I like it. The fibers are heat-friendly fibers, as most, if not all, Belletress wigs, and they shed. They shed a lot. So even now when I have worn it, there's still a lot of hair that comes out. Just something I'm very aware of, and therefore I want to tell you. But otherwise they feel really soft. To put this curl in, that was really easy to do. This is a length that will rub on your clothes, etc. So I would advise after each wear to just use maybe a hot brush, that's what I use, and just add some heat to the ends just to get rid of the frizz and keep the fibers in as good a shape as possible. It is a bit of a flopper, as you can see. I did add heat here to move it back, but clearly I haven't done enough. It still is a flopper, but obviously it is long enough to tuck that behind your ear if you find that annoying, or because of this lace front you can just slip it back. This one on my 21.5-inch circumference fits actually really well. I had to tighten it a little bit, but it fits nicely. There is some gapping in the back that I normally have with Belletress, so I do think it is an average sized cap, and it will fit definitely an average sized. If you're above average, probably, but please check that with your selected retailer, as I have no way of measuring that. If you're smaller than my circumference, I do have still a little bit of space to tighten it, so it might fit you as well. You might still have some gapping in the back, and if you're much smaller, it might still fit you with a wig grip. But again, please check that with your selected retailer. Let's look at the cap construction. We have a mono part that is fairly wide, so you can have a little bit of parting options there. You have a non-extended lace front. You have open wefts, sides and back. You have velvet covered ear tabs with metal stays in them, and you can see that the hairs are sewn into them, so that gives you a lovely natural look on the sides, so you can't see the cap. And we have a non-extended velvet nape with bra strap like adjusters. Density on this one, there is no permatease, it's low density. Hopefully you can see that. Obviously waves always add a little bit of volume to it, but it's a very natural density. You can tuck it without a problem on both sides. Styling, as I said, these are heat-friendly fibers, so you can change the curl pattern like I have at the front bit here if you wanted to. If you don't like the straighten end here, you can just add some more curls there, or just a different curl pattern, or you straighten it all out completely, so you have a bit of a hot or drive look if you like. But otherwise, as I said, you can clip it back, maybe tuck one side in, have it like this, so if you have to work on a desk, that's possible then. It is long enough for a pony. The front layer will fall out, but you can just clip that back either like this or up, but it is possible. You also can do a half up, half down. And as I said, because of the transition, just get some of the front layers out a little bit to hide that, and then you have that look. You can also have two ponytails, which is just adorable on this with the slide wave here. It's cute. So there are some options here for you. There's a little bit of length in this piece. So I really hope you enjoyed this review of Stumptown by Belletress, the colour Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut. And if you did, please like and subscribe. Maybe comment if you have any questions or any comments. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook at KWestWigs. Have a lovely day, and I hope I see you soon.